It was 9:47 p.m. when Jessica Lane's phone call abruptly ended. Her last words to her sister were chilling. "I think I'm being followed." And then, silence. Jessica Lane had always been the beacon of positivity in Hawthorne. At 28, she was a favorite among her students, the kind of teacher who stayed after school, offering free tutoring and ensuring that her students felt supported. She was loved by everyone. But behind her bright smile, Jessica had quietly struggled in her personal life. Her relationship with Ryan Hart, a local mechanic, had always seemed normal at first. They were the couple everyone admired, young, attractive, and always together. But as the months passed, Ryan's charm began to fade, and a more sinister side of him emerged. He became possessive, checking Jessica's phone messages without permission, insisting on knowing where she was at all times, and showing signs of jealousy whenever she interacted with other men. Jessica, ever the peacemaker, convinced herself that Ryan's actions were simply signs of love, but deep inside, she felt suffocated. The thought of breaking up with him terrified her. What if he couldn't handle it? What if he became violent? That night in October, Jessica had gone to a friend's birthday party in the center of town. It was a typical evening, full of laughter and good conversation. But when the clock struck 9, she told Kelly she was heading home. The streets were dark as she walked, her cell phone in hand, constantly checking in with her sister. Then came the call. It wasn't like any other. "I think I'm being followed," Jessica whispered. Her voice sounded far away, disoriented. Kelly strained to hear, asking what was wrong, but the line cut off abruptly. Kelly tried calling back, but the phone went straight to voicemail. Panic surged in Kelly's chest. She rushed out of her house, half-dressed, shouting for her mother. The next few hours blurred into one endless nightmare as the entire town of Hawthorne rallied together to search for Jessica. Welcome to Beneath the Surface, the dark side of crime. Tonight, we dive into the chilling story of Jessica Lane, a young woman from the quiet town of Hawthorne. She was loved by all, a teacher who lit up every room she entered. But one evening in October, Jessica vanished without a trace. Her disappearance would send ripples through the small town, but what they would uncover about the person closest to her, the one she trusted most, would change everything. Stay with us as we uncover the hidden truths, the lies, and the devastating betrayal that rocked the heart of Hawthorne. The search for Jessica was supposed to be straightforward. It wasn't. What they found next would send shockwaves through the town and through Kelly's heart. The search began the morning after Jessica's disappearance. Hawthorne, a town known for its close-knit community, became a flurry of activity. Neighbors, friends, and strangers all volunteered to help, putting up missing person posters and driving through every street. But the first lead came from a piece of unexpected evidence. On the fourth day, the police found Jessica's purse lying abandoned near the outskirts of town, just off a desolate road. Inside were her wallet and phone, still powered on, but with the screen cracked as if it had been dropped in a hurry. What shocked Kelly most was the crumpled receipt tucked into the front pocket of Jessica's purse. It was a gas station receipt, stamped with the date and time of Jessica's last known location. But it was the phone number written on the receipt that sent a shiver down Kelly's spine. It was Ryan's number. Kelly's heart dropped. She had always been uneasy about Jessica's relationship with Ryan, but seeing his name associated with her sister's sudden disappearance made her stomach twist. The idea that Ryan might have had something to do with Jessica's vanishing was unbearable. Still, there was no concrete evidence to make a direct connection. Kelly knew she needed answers, and she wasn't about to wait for the police to act. She would have to investigate on her own. The truth was buried beneath layers of lies, jealousy, and rage. And Kelly was about to find out just how deep it ran. Kelly spent every waking hour poring over Jessica's things. She meticulously went through her sister's belongings, searching for any clue or hidden message that might explain what had happened to her. One evening, in a drawer tucked beneath some clothes, she found Jessica's journal. As Kelly flipped through the pages, she discovered unsettling entries. Jessica had written about her mounting anxiety in recent weeks. She mentioned Ryan's increasing jealousy and possessiveness, how he would accuse her of flirting with other men, how he would bombard her with texts when she was out, questioning her every move. But it was the last entry that made Kelly's blood run cold. Jessica had written, "I think I'm going to leave him. I just don't know how. I'm scared of what he might do if I do." Kelly's heart raced as she realized the gravity of the situation. Her sister had been planning to leave Ryan, but she never had the chance. The journal made it clear. Ryan had lost control, and Kelly knew, deep down, that the truth about Jessica's disappearance was buried in Ryan's lies. Kelly decided to confront Ryan directly. She had no evidence, just her instincts and the unsettling information she had uncovered. As soon as she stepped into Ryan's home, she felt a chill creep down her spine. He greeted her with a smile, but there was something in his eyes, something that didn't match the words coming from his mouth. "I haven't heard from Jessica since that night," he said, his tone too calm, too rehearsed. "I'm just as worried as you are, Kelly." But Kelly could see through it. Ryan was hiding something. The deeper Kelly dug, the more dangerous it became. The more she uncovered, the more she realized that she wasn't just searching for Jessica. She was looking for the one who had been hiding in plain sight. Determined to find the truth, Kelly dove deeper into Ryan's past. She scoured old police reports, searching for any link between him and previous missing persons cases. It wasn't long before she stumbled upon a chilling discovery. Ryan had once been involved in a case from a few years earlier, the disappearance of a young woman named Emma Pritchard. Emma had vanished after a night out with friends, and though Ryan had claimed to have no idea what happened, there were rumors in town about their tumultuous relationship. Kelly contacted Emma's mother, who shared disturbing details. Emma had been on the verge of leaving Ryan when she disappeared. Kelly's stomach churned as she connected the dots. Emma's disappearance mirrored Jessica's. Both women had been planning to leave Ryan, and both had mysteriously vanished. Was it possible that Ryan had done the same thing to Jessica that he had done to Emma? Kelly feared the worst. She spent days interviewing people who had known Ryan, piecing together a horrifying image of a man who had been both charming and dangerous. But with no concrete evidence, Kelly knew she couldn't accuse him outright. She had to be sure. If Kelly didn't act fast, she might lose the only person left who could prove what Ryan really was. And that person was about to be silenced forever. Kelly couldn't wait any longer. She had to confront Ryan. Armed with the evidence she had uncovered, she arranged to meet him at a secluded spot by the river, a place where they had once shared memories. As soon as Ryan arrived, Kelly could feel the tension in the air. His eyes flicked nervously, betraying the calm mask he wore. Kelly didn't waste any time. "I know what you did to Jessica," Kelly said, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger and fear. "You hurt her, and you did the same to Emma." Ryan's face turned pale, and for the first time, Kelly saw the cracks in his facade. He grabbed her wrist, his fingers tightening with terrifying strength. "You have no idea what you're talking about," he snarled. But Kelly wasn't backing down. She had to make him admit the truth. In a panic, she pulled out the knife she had carried for protection, slashing at Ryan's hand to break free. She ran, her heart racing, her mind on nothing but getting to safety. Ryan called after her, but she didn't look back. The police may have caught Ryan, but Kelly was only just beginning to understand the true horrors hidden beneath the surface of his twisted mind. Ryan's arrest was the first step toward justice, but as the investigation deepened, more disturbing truths came to light. It turned out that Ryan had been involved in more than just Jessica and Emma's disappearances. He had a history of violence and manipulation, dating back to his teenage years. Kelly had always seen him as a normal guy, a little rough around the edges, but nothing more. The truth was far darker. Ryan had been a master manipulator, using charm to control every person in his life. And now, he was finally facing the consequences of his actions. But as Kelly processed this, she found herself overwhelmed by guilt. Had she missed the signs? Had she failed Jessica? She had to come to terms with the fact that she could never change what had happened, but she could fight for justice. The truth came to light when the last person Kelly expected it from revealed a dark, untold secret that shook her to the core. And it wasn't just about Ryan anymore. Just when Kelly thought she had uncovered every secret, Emma's best friend Kate came forward with an unexpected confession. She had been having an affair with Ryan during Emma's relationship with him, and she had helped cover up Emma's disappearance out of fear of what Ryan might do to her. The confession shattered Kelly. Ryan's manipulation didn't just extend to Jessica. It had affected everyone he encountered, making Kelly question who she could truly trust. As the dust settled, Kelly was left with only one question. Could she ever heal from the scars left by the people she loved the most? The trial was the final chapter in a long, painful process. Ryan was sentenced to life in prison without parole. But for Kelly, the closure was bittersweet. The damage had already been done. Her sister was gone, and nothing could ever bring her back. But as she stood in the courtroom, Kelly knew one thing. She couldn't let Jessica's death be in vain. She started a foundation in her sister's name, dedicated to supporting victims of domestic abuse, giving a voice to those who felt powerless. As she stood by Jessica's grave, Kelly promised herself she would continue to fight. She had found her purpose in the pain, and she would carry Jessica's memory with her always. Sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones hidden in plain sight. In the quiet town of Hawthorne, Jessica Lane's life was taken by the very person who was supposed to protect her. But through courage, determination, and the power of truth, Kelly Lane found a way to honor her sister's memory and fight for justice. Thank you for joining us on this harrowing journey. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, reach out for help. No one deserves to suffer in silence. As we close tonight's story, we are reminded that beneath every tragedy lies a deeper truth. The people we trust the most can sometimes harbor the darkest secrets. And while justice can bring a measure of closure, the scars left behind may never fully heal. But in the fight for justice, we find strength. In the pursuit of truth, we honor those we've lost. And in the faces of those who carry on their legacy, we see a reflection of hope for a better future. Jessica Lane's story is one of love, betrayal, and ultimate courage. Her sister Kelly, determined to expose the truth, will ensure her memory lives on in the hearts of many. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. Remember, the fight for justice doesn't end here. If you or someone you know is facing the horrors of abuse or violence, reach out for help. You don't have to walk the path alone. Please subscribe to Beneath the Surface for more stories that explore the hidden darkness beneath the surface of crime. Leave your thoughts and reflections in the comments below, and share this story to continue the conversation. Together, we can shed light on the shadows. The screen slowly fades to black, the haunting melody lingering.